I'm Tim from Artillery Life, and today I wanted to give you the updated review on the Hyper Tough hedge trimmer. So it's been a few months since I did my very first review of this, and it was pretty much just an initial impression and rough test overall of what was going on. Now that I've been using it for the past few months and I've tested it out in different situations, I felt like this deserved a better, more updated, thorough review. All right, if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out if you want. If not, I'll recap a little bit of everything. This comes from Walmart, is the Hyper Tough edition. Fairly cheap, roughly around, I believe it was like $30. If not, you'll see it somewhere over here. I'll put it up. But yeah, not very expensive. I just wanted something low budget so that way I can take care of these hedges that you see in the background. Now, one of the first things I did notice about it, when I am working this hedge trimmer, it is a little difficult when you're holding it and you're cutting the hedges. You gotta have actually a pretty stable surface, or else you're gonna find yourself doing this a lot. You're gonna be holding it out and you're gonna be cutting, which is fine. It is a little heavy, but you should be able to handle it for the most part. The only issue is when you click this safety right here. So there's a little safety latch right here. You gotta push it down, then hold. That starts it up. And if you're doing it one-handed, it's a little difficult to unlock that safety, which can potentially be a little bit dangerous if you're not that strong of a person. I'll try to show you right here what I'm talking about. So if you're doing it the one-handed method, you pretty much have to, you turn it, you flip the safety switch, press down, and then when you're holding it, you're doing your thing cutting. And if you want to let go pretty much because of the weight distribution, you have to like tilt it up and then release, because there's no way to really release the pressure unless you got really strong thumbs or something like that. But that's one of the big issues that I found using it. So if you're doing it a normal two-hand and it's pretty simple light cutting, then you shouldn't have an issue. But that is one issue that I did find with that safety latch, because that safety latch actually becomes an unsafety latch if you're trying to do it one-handed. Another issue I found out was the plug. It does have a little plug holder here, which is cool, and it's got a little hole for, I don't honestly know what this is for. I'm assuming hanging up, because it's definitely not for the plug, because most plugs, heavy duty outdoor plugs, won't be able to fit in there. So I could be doing this wrong, so let me know. I know somebody let me know one time that I didn't have it plugged up the right way last time. But yeah, anyways, the plug I noticed was, one, when you get it in there, it has, even after wrapping it around once or twice, it does have a tendency to come out pretty easy depending on what you're doing. This is a cheaper outdoor plug, so that might have something to do with it, but I did notice the plug comes loose every now and again. Besides all that stuff, those were the negatives that I laid out. Now the positives: yes, it is small, it's not very heavy, it's affordable, and surprisingly it actually works pretty well. And I'll go ahead and re-show you, because I don't feel like I got a proper demonstration on that last video that I did. So as you can see, for those light hedges, works fine, works great. It cuts right through it, no issues whatsoever. Like I said, I've been using it for a few months now. Blades haven't dulled out yet, and it's still working. Now, if you haven't seen my last video, I tested on some harder wood. We'll go ahead and show you right here so you don't gotta bother clicking over and viewing the other one. See there, works pretty well on like those smaller branches. Let's see what it does with this thicker branch up here. Oh, and there's a problem. All right, so this is I get through it here eventually, but it was a little bit tougher cutting that thicker one down. But overall, still effective. Look at that hard-working woman right there. Look at her. Overall, I think I can finally put a good judgment on it after a few months of use. Very little maintenance goes into this, which is outstanding. It's very cheap, another plus, and it's small, light, and pretty much very simple to use straight out of the box. Downfalls is that safety latch. If you try to do it one-handed, it's not really the best tool for that unless you are a stronger person who can handle it. If not, if you're, you know, very weaker, you got weaker arms, might not be the best thing for you because that safety latch can actually turn into something unsafe. But if you're using two hands, by all means, all day long, very, very good safety feature on there. Another downfall, as you saw, well, we were able to get through some medium thickness type stuff. When we got to the little bit more thicker type stuff, almost like a tree, it slowed down a little bit, got caught, eventually got through it, but it did get caught up. Once again, this is a cheaper product. It's on the lower end of the scale, and it's a very affordable product. So ultimately, judgment here is you're getting what you pay for, but for me, it works. It works, it's what I need. I'm not doing anything professional grade. If I was doing some professional grade, I would definitely get something different, but I'm obviously not. I'm just doing basic stuff on my home. So honestly, I recommend to go ahead and grab this. If you have any issues with it or anything pops up, please let me know. I'll keep trying to do these updates videos for y'all on the products that I review, so that way we can get a good heads up. I am getting a lot of good feedback on some of the products, so thank you very much. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, share it. Y'all have a wonderful, outstanding time. Artillery Life, out.